that in the chat. Feel free to call. We got one more left, unless somebody else chimes in. Hey, welcome to the hot seat. This is Todd live. What's up?
Hey, for that show on marriage tomorrow, you should have Trump, Hegseth, and Elon. I think they'd have a lot to add to the conversation, don't you think?
Trent, what is up, Trent? I was wondering if you were going to call tonight. Now, I don't have a lot of time to spend with you. But I do enjoy these conversations. And I really think the chat does too.
Okay, so
Trent,
address what I just brought up.
All right, Trent. So can I just say this one thing really quick? Can we have an adult conversation? I know we're going to pick with each other and we're going to go back and forth. So I will say, sure. Trent, I seriously, I don't mind you calling. I don't. I really need you to get that. I'm not poking, making fun or anything like that. But dude, if you're in the chat, be in the chat. That's cool. But don't copy and paste 1,000 times, because that's why you get blocked. So if you would just make your one statement and leave it at that, we would all read
fine.
it.
That's fine. You have my word. I won't.
Sweet. That's all that I ask. Listen, freedom of speech right here. I am a free speech absolutist, and you are, sir, you're welcome in my chat or on my call anytime. Just,
Awesome. So Hegseth, Trump, and Musk and family values. You want to address that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, nobody's perfect. I mean, Bill Clinton, Joe Biden showered with his daughter. I mean, nobody's perfect.
Right.
Nobody's perfect. Hegseth, yeah, he may or may not have cheated on his wife. We know Trump was a dog before he became president. We know that.
Wait, Hegseth may have.
Well, I wasn't there.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm just saying may or may not have. I mean, I wasn't in the room. And I'm not defending, just like Bill Clinton and Monica, just like Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, that may or may not have happened. I wasn't there. I don't know. Just like Obama.
Of course it did. That's absurd.
Well, I'm just saying.
Why would you say something so dumb?
Listen, one thing about me, Trent,
is got a blowjob in the White House.
Well, he might have, but I wasn't there. I don't know.
He did. Why would you? What do you mean he might have?
Well, I'm just saying. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Everybody, good, good, bad, or indifferent.
Stop doing that, because it's absurd.
No, I have to, man. That's what I'm called to do. Dumb. I'm not going to believe something about anybody just because somebody tells me to. I'm just not. Unless they have pictures.
Yeah, I mean, I find it you're a very religious guy. I find it interesting how you and others completely throw all your principles and morals out the window when it comes to talking about Trump.
No, I don't throw my principles and morals out the window. I don't. Every hero in the Bible every hero in the Bible had a problem. I mean, King David cheated on his wife with Bathsheba and had her husband murdered.
And slept with a porn star while his wife was home.
Well, I mean, back in that day, Bathsheba probably might have been one. I don't know. Peter was an angry dude. Paul murdered Christians. It's not how you start; it's how you finish.
Did Peter sexually assault multiple women?
Well, I mean, again, you're talking over me and you're not listening. You're not listening. I don't throw my what you call my religion out the window. I just understand that those men are no different than me. They make mistakes just like I do, and I'm sure you're not perfect either. I'm sure you've made mistakes in your lives. You've made wrong decisions. You've done things you shouldn't have done. Doesn't make you any different than Pete Hegseth, Donald Trump, or Bill Clinton, or anybody else. We all sin and we all fall short of the glory of God. That's just the way this thing works. That's how it works. We're not perfect.
Sounds like a convenient way to be a piece of garbage.
Well, I mean, if that's the way you want to take it, that's fine. But I mean, the Lord forgives. I mean, they have to suffer man's consequence for sure. Just because somebody murders somebody doesn't mean they shouldn't get the death penalty. Do they get to go to heaven? Well, yeah, if they ask for God's forgiveness and they receive redemption, sure, they'll be in heaven with me dancing and singing and praising the Lord. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to kill them. That's just the way this works.
Can we change gears and talk about USAID?
Sure, go ahead.
Great. So I'm with you and other people in MAGA. I don't want my tax money going to transvestite poetry in Poland and, ridiculous things like that. But I think what everyone in MAGA needs to do is repeat after me. Throw out the baby with the bathwater, because that's completely what is going on here. USAID does so much good around the world. Without a doubt, there needs to be fat trimmed, and there's some corruption, and there's some BS programs. But when you look at all the good they do, and that we're now stepping out of all these countries and pulling the plug, and the fine Chinese with their Belt and Road program are going to come fill that void. I think that's just brilliant, don't you?
Okay, well, I will answer your question by honestly, I'm fixing to use your own words and opinions against you, my friend. You're willing to throw Pete Hegseth, Donald Trump, and Elon Musk out the baby with the bathwater, as you say, for making a couple mistakes.
Hmm.
USAID has made a couple mistakes here and there with mismanaging tax dollar information, and you want to save it.
I want to save the good parts and
Okay,
get rid of
well,
the bad parts.
yeah, exactly. But you're willing to forgive and
We needed to
forget.
send some. We needed
Oh,
to send someone in.
time out. Back up and punt for a second. Give me a 30. All right, you're willing to save USID because of the good they do. Well, what about, and overlook the mistakes that they've made, which I'm not disagreeing with you, but you're willing to throw out the baby with the bathwater with USAID, but you're not willing to do it with Hegseth, Trump, and Elon Musk because they're doing some good things too.
Because with those three there's no baby there. But that's a
Oh,
different
okay. So
discussion.
it's different for some than
Um,
it is for others. I see. I see. I got you. I feel you knocking.
so with USAID, I think it's great. You know, we do dumb stuff like send people to the Congo and Rwanda and Uganda to fight Ebola and other horrible diseases. I mean, think of all the money we waste on travel. It would be much better if those diseases propagate in those countries and then come here. Think of all the travel money we'll save fighting Ebola in like South Carolina rather than in the Congo. That's a great thing, isn't it?
I mean, I'm sure USAID does a lot of good things, but the fact of the matter is right
Yeah,
now
so good thing we're getting rid of that stuff.
but you've got a
Good thing we're
federal
getting rid of that
but
stuff.
you've got
Really
a
smart.
federal government that's not willing to be transparent with how my tax dollars are being used. And at this point, Trent, I'll be honest with you. I don't care if it's good, bad, or indifferent. They don't want to be transparent. Therefore, I got no use for them. Like, I'm sorry. And I
And I'm
know,
glad they got rid of that.
well, no,
I'm
no,
glad they're getting rid of that stupid Head Start program.
and this is the last thing I'm going
Head
to,
Start's for
are
losers.
you going to let me talk or do I have to hang up on you again? All right, let me finish.
No, go ahead.
Okay, be respectful. I'm letting you say your piece. Let me say mine. Because you're a VP,
You are.
right? You're a VP. All right. So you're a vice president. And so you deal
No,
with
I'm not. I'm self-employed.
okay, well, you're self-employed. Fine. You deal with a lot of financial things and things like that. I know as well as I do. You sound like a very intelligent man, even though we disagree on a lot of things. You sound like a smart guy. If you were investing and giving your money to a specific corporation and they would not disclose to you how they were spending your money, I don't care if it was good, bad, or indifferent, you'd have a problem with it. Whether it was good or bad, you'd have a problem with it.
You know what I would?
And that's my issue.
You know what I would do with USAID? You know what I would do with USAID? You send some people in with scalpels, and they trim the fat.
Well, that's what they're doing.
You don't send a bunch of 20-year-old.
Oh,
you don't
so
send a
now
bunch of 20-year-olds.
so 20-year-olds, 20-year-olds
led by a ketamine addict with blowtorches.
All right. I appreciate it, Trent. We're as usual, my friend. We're gonna agree to disagree. I hope you have a great evening, but I got some other calls I got to get to. Thanks for calling in, bro.
I got to go save the baby with the bathwater.
Save the baby and the bathwater. See, that wasn't bad, y'all. That wasn't bad. What's up? Welcome to the hot seat.
Hi, Mr. Spears.
Hey, no, just Todd. Just Todd. Mr. Spears was the old